Hi, it's Debs from Soul Harmony Yoga. Welcome to our Yoga for Emotional Balance and Self-Care course. This course has been put together in the style of a workshop in that you can follow methodically through the classes and maybe work through a particular issue that you're wanting to process, or you can dip in and out of the classes depending on what time you have and just help yourself to release and come back into balance. This course can help you process your emotions, which you may experience as a tightness or a tension in your body, or it may be something that you're actually feeling and you're aware of what that feeling is about. And throughout the course, I invite you to accept these feelings as you experience them in your body, feel them in your practice, and then allow this gentle process of letting go as an observer more than anything, rather than trying to make this happen. So, letting go of emotions, which includes that tightness and tension in your body, is only possible when we've really sat or practiced and stretched and opened our bodies and really felt into what's happening in our bodies. And this is why yoga is such a supportive tool in this process. In our yoga practice, we can open our bodies, we can breathe and feel what's in our bodies. And we may then, once you start to feel into what's in your body, start to notice thoughts and emotions that are attached to this. And we just stay with them. We breathe and we stay with them. And we simply be aware of this easing and this releasing of this feeling. We stay present with the feeling of tightness and tension in our bodies, or we stay present with the emotion, and maybe sometimes you'll have emotions that come out of your body as well, and we just allow them to be and just be really gentle and compassionate with yourself. And the key really is being present with the feelings and accepting them without any judgment. And this is one of the niyamas, which are the yoga's ethical and moral codes of practice. And it's the practice really of what's called santosha, which is about a practice of finding contentment. And it's an art of contentment in your yoga practice. And it's really the art of being at peace and at ease with the feelings that arise in your body. So as you go through this course and explore the classes, be gentle with yourself and just invite yourself without any pressure to be present with what you feel. So let's look at some of the key aspects to bring about emotional balance in your yoga practice and some of the key parts of this course. So as I was putting the course together, what kept coming back to me is about self-care and how do we look after ourselves and provide self-care when actually we might feel quite overwhelmed that we've got so much to do in our busy lives. The kosher meditation that's within lesson 1 and 2 is designed to help you to get in touch with how you're feeling so that you can then start to work with it in your yoga practice. So I've added it into the bonuses as well then if you want to do it just as a separate 8-minute practice, depending on what time you have, you can practice that and just help yourself to stay in tune so that you can constantly consider yourself and care for yourself as well as caring for others. So we also look at how yoga affects our nervous systems and what practices you can do to really calm the nervous system down. I'll go through how this course can actually help you in some later slides and the journey of your yoga practice and how a yoga class is actually designed to end up bringing you back to this blissful state, Anandamaya Kosha, which is that peaceful, still part of ourselves that has all the answers, has all the knowing, and we feel really content and at peace there. So let's look at self-care specifically and why it's essential for us. So self-care helps us to identify what we need at the moment that we need it. And it's a process of actually being in tune with yourself so that you can work out how you can care for yourself at that time. So things like knowing when it's a good time for you to practice, how you create your space, maybe setting an intention if there's something that you'd like to clear or release or bring some ease and some gentleness into a feeling. Set it at the beginning of your practice. It's also important to think about what you're going to practice, which class you're going to choose from the courses on the website. And as you do all of this and you start to really consider your self-care, you'll start to notice that there's a building of momentum, of positivity that you start to tune into, and it gives you the energy and the motivation to keep coming back to your practice, to keep coming back to being in that still space. Because from here, we know that life is easier, and we know that we can navigate through our day with an ease that we don't have when we're trying to push with pressure. So just being aware of that, using your yoga practice to bring you back to that awareness, that stillness, is a really key part of this course. I've also developed a self-care checklist that is in the course bonuses, and you can see from this it's got the number of times a week or a day that you practice a certain thing, and then you just mark off and add any notes into it. So this checklist is designed for you to consider an area of your life that you'd like to improve, or something that you'd like to bring into your life that maybe you keep forgetting to do. And consider specifics of what you want to bring in. What is it? When will it happen? Where will it happen? How will it happen? And if it's with someone, who will it happen with? And then you add those specifics onto your list, and you have to make them realistic. So really tune in when you're doing this so that it feels doable, and it actually gives you a sense of, this feels good, that I'm caring for myself, rather than having another list of things to do. Once you've done it, start to take action within 24 hours. Just add little things into your day. And then after a week, have a look through and see what areas are easier than others. Remember that gradual changes are the easiest ones to do. So start off with an easy list, and then you can start to increase maybe the number of days that you're not having sugar. For me, it's coffee or bread, and just work out what is actually going to work for you. And this helps you to feel less overwhelmed, and as I say, it being just another list. Feeling overwhelmed is one of the key reasons why we start to let our own self-care move into the background. So I invite you, when you're practicing your yoga, to notice how you feel. How does it feel in your body to feel overwhelmed? What emotions and thoughts are associated with this? Acknowledge what's going on for you right now in your day-to-day life. And it may be helpful to write, to journal out feelings, and just write non-stop. Set the clock for 30 minutes and just write out. And it's amazing what you discover once you start to peel the layers back. So acknowledge to yourself that doing more is not going to help you at this stage. You need to come back into your still space, take some breaths, and from there you can move with ease and grace. You can use the relaxations within the course or the meditations to really gain clarity by creating space for yourself, and just start to make it easier for yourself. If you work with moon cycles or planetary energies, just tune in and see what's going on around you at that time. Maybe make a list of what's really important to you right now, and drop the rest for now. Just pop it to one side. And notice any fears that you have around making things easy for yourself, or dropping things that aren't important. How does that make you feel? So again, it's all around your awareness when you're working with your practice. So let's start to look at the koshas in a little bit more detail, so that when you're working through your practice, you can really start to understand this in a deeper level. So our first kosha is the physical body, Annamaya kosha, and this is how we act in the world. And Annamaya kosha represents the gross body and all that it's made up of, and including the food that we consume. So we're very aware of this in our physical practice when we're working with our asanas and we feel tension in the body and tightness, and we start to acknowledge that tension and tightness. We then start to shift that tension and tightness by using our breath, and that's when we start to transition into pranamaya kosha. So it's the breath body that allows movement and physiology to function, and you may experience this as a feeling of energy in your body as well. You may notice as you practice, you start to work with your physical body and your breath, and you start to come into a deeper space of awareness, that you start to link with the mind at an emotional level. And that's when you're moving into manamaya kosha. So it's the layers of emotions and feelings where thoughts are converted into action. We need to develop clarity to be able to distinguish between commands from our deeper awareness and commands from our ego, and this is where we start to be able to distinguish that point. And it's really about perfect alignment between what you think, what you say, and what you do, and you're bringing all of that together. We might also notice that we have thoughts that drop into this awareness as well, and that's when we start to work with Vijnanamaya kosha, which is the layer of thought, and it's both conscious and unconscious thought that we're working with. And it's really about our thoughts and the way that we think that are just a mode of action to accomplish what our true nature really wants us to achieve. So we can work with noticing our thoughts and just allowing them to flow through without necessarily getting attached to them in that moment, and just trying to keep the focus on what's actually happening in the moment. As we work through all these layers, we then move into Anandamaya kosha, which is that lovely, peaceful, still space that sometimes we move into in our yoga practice. And this is where the natural self resides. It's really our soul nature. And all decisions about the direction of your life can come from this place, knowing that you've made those decisions from pure awareness. So as we work through our yoga practice, just being mindful of these layers really helps you to start to deepen your practice. So let's have a look at some of the postures that are used in the course and why we're using those particular postures. So lesson 1 is a lesson to help your nervous system to balance. So it's a really good place to start from if you're feeling emotionally a little bit unbalanced, to really calm your nervous system. So postures like Pindasana, the child's pose, Makrasana, you'll know, is a beautiful resting posture, and also Uttanasana, the forward bend. So any inversions will also help your nervous system to calm down. So within lesson 1, we've got the 5 layer kosha meditation to really help you to start to tune into your practice. Energy block release 2 works with the whole body and mind to bring you back into balance, and then you can choose whether you want to do some pranayama or a short or a long relaxation after the course. But just being mindful that certain postures really help to calm the nervous system, and it's all of those postures that we do in class that really you can just start to tune into, sinking into that depth of awareness. So I've also put some postures in that can really help to energize and enhance your creativity. Once you've come back into balance, you can start to build the energy up to create what it is that you want. So postures like Salamba Bhujangasana, the Sphinx pose, is a really gentle pose to just help to start that energy in your body. And then we've got the beam posture, Parigrasana, which is a lovely posture to just release and create a lot of space in the side of your body. Anytime that we're doing twists, we're really starting to energize the body. So all that flowing movement. So just being mindful and tuning into how you feel when you're doing your postures, you'll start to notice if it's a relaxing posture or if it's an energizing posture. So to get the best out of this course, have a look at the classes. I've put the classes in order so that if you are processing emotion, then follow the order of the classes to help you work through a particular emotion. Or you may just want to dip in and out of them. So the first class, if you are following us in a more workshop style, is let's bring your nervous system back into balance. Once you feel in that peaceful space, it will be a lot easier to start to release any negative emotions in the second class. The third yoga class is a beautiful class of postures that you're just going to hold and breathe and be present with any emotions that you feel. I've added in the Yoga for Confidence class that I did as a Facebook Live class a while ago. And then you've got the alternate nostril breathing and a gratitude meditation that you can add in before or after your relaxations. I've also added some bonus course resources for you. So in there is a self-care checklist, your Koshas meditation relaxation, depending on how you want to use it. There's also a couple of videos that I've made around, firstly, letting go of resistance. Often tension in our body can be a sign that we're holding on to something that we don't need to hold on to any longer. So it's about how to let go of resistance. So that might be something that can help you to move through that next step. And then there's also a video about a emotional stress release technique that you might find quite easy, just to help you to process some more of the emotion if you're struggling with it, or if you feel that you're waking in the night thinking about things, then this is a really good video to watch. And then there's also the 10 and 20-minute relaxations so that you can choose the length of the class that you want. To finish off the presentation, I wanted to take you through the journey of our yoga practice and the way that I teach and how that guides you to your true nature, and remembering that that's the place where you can make all of your decisions knowing that they're made with grace and with ease. So we have our yoga, our relaxation, our meditation, and when we go through that process, doing those particular things in that particular order, it really helps us to move into that blissful state. If we tried to do meditation, then relaxation, then yoga, it would be a completely different feeling. So the processes that we're using throughout each of that you're using throughout each of your yoga classes is we're starting to center using breath focus through our movements and our yoga asanas. If you're finding that your mind is particularly busy in your yoga practice, then add in the pranayama alternate nostril breathing video, and that will really help to calm and still your mind. Don't forget to add in a relaxation. You've got an 8-minute relaxation, a 10-minute or a 20-minute relaxation to choose from, and then add into your practice or do as a separate practice the meditation that's in there, the gratitude meditation. I've been working with this for quite a while now, and as I notice more and more of the small things in my everyday that make me feel really good, more and more seems to come, or I just have more of an awareness. So practice feeling gratitude and notice how it changes your day-to-day practice. So I invite you to include at least one gratitude meditation a week. And as you flow through these processes, this course is designed to bring you back to your true nature. I hope you enjoy the course. Please do get in touch if you've got any comments or questions. I look forward to hearing from you. Namaste.